All right. Well, I actually learned all of my grammar when I took the Montessori training, so that's how much I got out of that. So. All right.
Okay.
So by now they don't really need to know anything else, right?
We continue to work a lot with the parts of speech in upper elementary because even though they've worked with it quite a lot, it hasn't gelled yet. We do a lot of work with sentences that we create, with passages from books and stories. And so, you know, they get to begin to see, and it's really fun when they do poetry. But another part of all of this that we work on is something called logical analysis, which is the forerunner of sentence diagramming. And we actually do a little bit of sentence diagramming in a simplistic way, but not before we do logical analysis work with them. So we thought that we would share with you a little bit of this evening. So this is the very first box, and it's pretty simple. You can see I have just a red circle again, so there's kind of a common theme there with the red circle. It's going to be the verb or the predicate of the sentence. And then I have a couple of black circles. This one is going to be the subject, and this one's going to be the direct object.
And we do introduce those terms at this point. So before now they haven't heard predicate or subject. So this is where they would start hearing that.
Right. But you'll see on the arrows that go with the circles are just some questions. And so what we're doing is getting them to think about the structure of a sentence. So I have some simple sentences. I don't know that we'll do them all.
Hopefully
but
I
we'll see
can
what
do
we get
them.
through.
I'm not sure of that.
So I have this, she's my student tonight. So we have this simple sentence that says, Mary dresses the little girl. So when we do this work with students, I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of this because I don't know that they even make it anymore, but I love this stuff. Anyway, so when we do this, the first question I would ask as we look at this sentence is, what's the verb here? What's the action?
I think it's dresses.
Okay. So what we
Actually, you can wear a dress too, so that's a little
Yes,
confusing.
you can, can't you? Okay, but you are right in this case. Dresses is the verb. So we would take the verb out, and then move this out of the way, and we would put it on
Can I
the
cut it next time
red.
then?
Okay, now, who is it that dresses?
Oh, that would be Mary, definitely. Mary.
Okay.
Mary dresses.
So it's going to go like this. And whom does Mary dress?
That would be the little girl, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So, very simple, all right?
And then
But we use a lot of questions, and then we introduce this chart, okay? So they can see on this chart, and this chart can now sit in front of them as they work with some simple sentences, okay?
But we're trying to ingrain those questions to them because those questions are what's going to help them diagram this. Okay.
So is there a reason why they're all circles at this point versus like this one was a triangle? Is there a reason you've changed to circles?
It's just the next layer of abstraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need to get,
Same
they
color,
need to,
just
and they need to
Yeah, for-
reduce their reliance on,
your pyramid.
yeah.
Because we're no longer looking at particular words as we are parts of a sentence.
So just the next page.
Okay, so that's that first box.
But the colors do go through. I mean,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
these are going to be our adverbs, which are orange, and then
Right.
our adjectives, which are dark blue. So.
Right. So then we have 3 more boxes, and the reason there are 3 more boxes is because each one brings a new level of abstraction. So in this box, we're introducing, in addition to the subject, the predicate, and the direct object, we're now introducing the indirect object. We also have adverbs, and we also have adjectives. And you know, when I say adverbs and adjectives, it could be a word by itself, but it could also be a phrase, okay? And again, they have the questions on them, okay? Just questions. So whom or what, when, where, how, why, and so on. This box, interestingly enough, still has the questions, but then you flip it over, and on the other side it tells you it's the subject. So we might be using that language, we'll say, oh, this is the subject, but it won't necessarily be on the arrow until we get to this box. And then the last form of abstraction is this one, where it is just the name, but no more questions. So we hope by the time they leave upper
I
elementary.
know, are you jumping up to this box for
I'm
me
just-
next? Because, I'm a little nervous.
No.
Okay, all right.
So let's do one more sentence at least. Here's a
Okay.
good one. Can you read that?
Sure. The boys made the bonfire yesterday in the garden. That
Okay.
sounds like something that boys would do.
So,
Okay.
what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna just clear this away so that we don't have too much going on here. And then we'll work with just this one box.
Would you like me to help you?
Sure, that would be lovely.
And if the kids put it away like that.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Oh, well, okay.
It's much more like a Japanese tea ceremony when the children are
Sorry.
doing it.
Okay.
We hope.
So, what is the verb in this sentence?
Okay, I think that would be made. The boys made.
Would you like to cut out?
I
maybe?
would.
Okay. And we'll put out the predicate circle.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so now we want to find the subject. So who is it that made that bonfire?
That would be the boys.
Okay. We're going to get the boys. Okay. And what did the boys make?
They made the bonfire.
Okay.
This is a little short. Okay.
All right, so now we've got some more words in this sentence. Yesterday. I wonder if we can figure out what question would go with that.
It's really hard to read upside down, Mrs. Malcolm. That would be when, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take when, and we're
Okay.
going to put that there, and you can put yesterday there.
Okay.
Okay. It does tell when they made it yesterday.
Mhm.
Good, good. Now we also have in the garden. In the garden. Does that tell why they made it?
No.
No, okay. Does
I think it might be, why? No. No, not why. How about where?
Where in the garden? Where? Oh, okay, I think it is where. I think you're right. So we'll do a lot of work with that. And sometimes as they're working together, they'll ask one another the questions. And they might have a disagreement and come and get one of us to say, well, we think it's this, but they think it's that. What is it really? And mostly we're trying to get them to come to an agreement. And sometimes we might need to look things up and, help them figure it out in a peaceable way.
And then we
So,
also have this chart that goes with,
there we go.
there we go.
So this shows all the adverbs on it. And then we have one final chart that has the questions, just the questions. So maybe they're reaching another level of abstraction and they really just need to be reminded of the questions to ask as they work with these sentences. So that's what.
It's fun, and then they also like to make up their own sentences, and they try to have all of these things in it, so it becomes quite interesting.
So that's logical analysis.